Hello everyone, this is Fangamer doing an unboxing breakdown of the demo. This is Undertale for the Nintendo Switch. Now this is a physical print copy made by Fangamer. Now they are still making physical copies for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PC. You can go to the link down in the description to Fangamer's site if you're interested in a copy right here and now. Now, the Nintendo Switch version is the most updated version on physical copy available from Fangamer. It comes with the update version 1.09, but sadly there was a minor size update that will take you to 1.11 with some few extra features added in that update. Now, I want to stress that this video may contain spoilers. I did cover it on the PS4, so if you want to watch more of an unspoiler-free version, as well as the collector edition, go watch my PS4 version. I will provide links down in the description as well to the PS4 version. So if you don't want to see any spoilers, I recommend you go watch the PS4 version. Now, as I said that the Undertale Switch version is the most updated version. It has some few alterations and differences between the PS4 version. Now, one of the bigger things to point out is that the Switch version comes with a newer character boss fight, which is the Kissy Cutie Cutie, or Mew Mew Cutie, however you want to pronounce her name. She is an extra boss strictly for the Nintendo Switch version of Undertale. Sadly though, on Cartridge she is not available to fight. You must update the game first before you can play against her. Her room is located in Sans and Papyrus's house. It's underneath Papyrus and Sans' sink. You just go in there and you will see a locked door. And you won't be able to go through it just yet until you get near the end of the game, and then you come back. I mean, like near the end of the game, and then you come back to it, and it will ask you to use the Joy-Con's motion controls. But if you don't update the game, it'll tell you that it can't do it because it turns out motion controls were more difficult to program than expected. So that's why there's an update, because they eventually add the feature. So disappointingly, it's not on the cartridge. I just wanted to point that out. Also, that there is some minor talks about Deltarune in it, just very minor, and some hints to Susie and so forth to Deltarune, which is minorly a sequel to Undertale. Now, out of the way, I recommend it just because it is the most updated version of the game. I know I've already covered Undertale, but I want to stress how much I actually adore the Undertale games. I now own all physical versions, PC, PS4, and Switch, and I'm very happy to cover this complete version of the game, close as it is. Now, in my personal opinion, I didn't want to talk about too much of the spoilers in the PS4 version, because spoilers, but I wanted to talk about a few minor things that I didn't get a chance to talk about before. Undertale became one of my most favorite games of all time. It's actually within my top 10 most favorite games I've ever played, and I always seem to come back to it and enjoy it. I love the characters, the environment, the music, and the combat, and just the overall feel of the game. It's one of those games that just sticks with you that I just love a lot. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was that, unlike other games, the one thing I loved about this game is the bad route, being the bad guy, the evil route, if you will. This is something that separated it a lot for me personally than compared to other games, as well as that Asgore and Kara, which is the evil version of Frisk, is my two most favorite characters in Undertale. Now, Kara, which is the evil version of Frisk, is my most favorite villain of all time. I actually adore that evil persona character. Now, I know many people have stressed that in technicality of story, it's supposed to represent you, the player, which I kind of disagree with this, and even if it was based upon you as the player, I have to say I don't want it to be like that. I like the idea of Kara being her, they, own character, where it's just this feeling of actual pure evil. And that's why I really enjoyed Undertale for that reason, is that you play a lot of games that tell you, hey, be the bad guy, do the bad thing. And yes, you do feel kind of mean and bad or just a jerk, but something about Undertale really truly made you feel like a monster. Especially if you go through the game the first time as a pacifist and get to know the characters, love the characters, and just the environment. And then you go back into the game and play Genocide route. Now, the Genocide route can be quite hard and difficult to start. If you can see in the video, if you get to this forest area, or just before you get to Candy Jar area, just keep walking around in circles. It'll take about 15 minutes. You gotta just keep killing the enemies. And eventually the music will change. And then you'll know that you've started the Genocide route. So, it's pretty difficult to start because I know Toby Fox didn't want people to start the Genocide route as their first go, so he made it quite taxing the start the genocide route. But when you do, it's vastly different from the pacifist route. I know I'm kind of overpraising the game, but I came back to this game and I wanted to play it on Nintendo Switch version. I'm glad to see there was a more up-to-date version, and I'm more than happy to have it in my collection, and I highly recommend this game. It's, like I said, it's one of my top 10 most favorite games of all time, and I already own quite a few extra accessory items from it, from a plushie of Timmy. I even got a Timmy monster in my car as my as a keychain dangling from my windshield mirror, as well as I got a few shirts and stuff like that. I just love this game, and I'm glad to have all 3 versions in my collection, and I highly recommend you guys get it in your collection too. And I'm glad to see Fangamer is still producing physical copies, so it's still a great chance to get a copy. So like always, I'll leave the links down in the description if you're instant copy, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye bye!